Hey, hello everyone. It's Don Bain, the Gadget Professor. We got a great show for you today, and I got a bright idea for you. Stay tuned.
He's got the toys. He's got showmanship. And he's got sex appeal. Ladies and gentlemen, from the great Southwest, here's the guru of gadgets, the dapper and dashing Don Bain, the Gadget Professor. Gadget Professor.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome. My name is Don Bain, and of course, I am the Gadget Professor, coming to you live in our Scottsdale, Arizona studio. We are on episode 196, and it is February 26th. Now, if you're a real fan of the Gadget Professor, you're going to know that I put this episode up and published it the day before, the 25th. And it's actually Wednesday, and I'm recording this late in the afternoon. And there's two reasons I'm recording it on a Wednesday. One of the reasons is that the FCC is going to rule tomorrow, which would be Thursday, about how the internet is going to be run. And it's a very, 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 very serious situation that I don't think a lot of people are aware of. And one of the things I'm going to do today is talk a little bit about what's going to happen. I won't know what's happened because, again, this is being released Wednesday night. We'll all know tomorrow, Thursday, exactly what went down. And I'm a little afraid, a little scared about this. So we'll talk about that. And then the other reason I'm putting out the show on Wednesday night is tomorrow, Thursday the 26th, is actually the Gadget Professor's birthday. And my daughter said, you're going to get up early in the morning and she's going to take me somewhere. I have no idea what or where is going on, and I don't like surprises unless I know about them. So no one's telling me or no one's saying anything, so we'll find out and I'll report to you next week what actually occurred. I have no clue. So anyway, let's get started with today's show. Again, it's kind of an emergency Gadget Professor show. There's an article that was printed in the Wall Street Journal on February 22nd, and it's by a gentleman called L. Gordon Kravitz. And he put an article out from the internet to ObamaNet. And I'm going to try to condense this. I could probably spend 2 hours, which you don't want me to do, on this topic, but it's a very serious situation. Now, I'm going to try to make it easy for you. What Obama wants to do is his idea of net neutrality is essentially having the government take it over and run it, which I am not in favor of. And I think a lot of people are not. What's scary about this particular situation is that the Obama administration has compiled, I believe, a 300-page white paper on this, suggesting all kinds of government intervention and government pricing and, I hate to use the word, but manipulating the process as it is now with a complete government takeover of the internet, which would not be good for anybody. And the thing that's disturbing to me is no one knows what's in this 300-page proposal because it hasn't been made public yet. And we're at Wednesday. Tomorrow is the vote by the Federal Communications Commission. Now, without, again, taking a long time, but this is so important because it threatens every show that you watch, every podcast, every newscast, every website that's out there, CNN, ABC, CBS, I can go on, but everybody will be threatened by this, and I'll explain why. Essentially, the FCC is supposed to be an independent, non-political organization. No one in politics is supposed to put their opinion, if you will, or their mark on what the FCC votes on. It's supposed to be totally non-political and totally independent. As a matter of fact, many years ago, President Reagan wanted to have a discussion about something with the FCC, and most politicians on both sides of the fence, Republicans and Democrats, went berserk and saying that the President of the United States shouldn't even talk to the FCC. So here we have an administration that's trying to heavily weigh in on how the internet should be regulated. Now, the sad thing about this is that the FCC commission is actually made up of 5 people. Three of them are Democrats, two of them are Republicans. And here's a headline here in the New York Times, which is actually dated yesterday, February 24th. This will all be in the show notes. FCC net neutrality rules clear hurdle as Republicans concede to Obama. What will happen essentially, and I think that the key article to read, it's a short article, is this one from Gordon Kravitz, Internet to ObamaNet. But both Obamacare and ObamaNet submit huge industries to complex regulations. Their supporters say that new rules had to be passed before anyone could read them. Are you kidding me? But at least Obamacare claimed it would solve the long-standing problems. ObamaNet promises to fix an internet that isn't broken. That's not a good thing. The permissionless internet, which allows anyone to introduce a website, an app, or a device without government review, will end this week. On Thursday, which is tomorrow, the 3 Democrats among the 5 commissioners on the Federal Communications Commissions will vote to regulate the internet under the rules written for monopoly utilities. No one, including the bullied FCC chairman, Tom Wheeler, thought the agency would have to engage in this. So essentially what will happen is, it boils down to this. Every single web page out there will need to be reviewed and approved by a government process. They will determine how much you charge for whatever service it may be. Not only for what the internet service to you essentially costs, but it goes way beyond that. Let's just take a newsletter or a show that you subscribe to, and you pay $15 a month to watch the show, or $1 a day, whatever that cost is. The FCC, once it's government controlled, once the internet is government controlled, will take that process over and they'll decide how much you need to charge. So essentially, if I was charging for the Gadget Professor, and I'm just making this up, and I was charging $60 a year, and they didn't like my political opinions or whatever the case may be, they would say I have to charge $500 a year, and no one's going to pay that kind of money. No one would pay to see it anyway. But no one would pay $500 a year to watch that show. Consequently, it's political intervention, which is horrific. Every internet page would have to be reviewed. Every new internet page would have to be approved before it went up in terms of copy. And I can go on and on and on, literally for hours. This is beyond scary, and I don't see any way that this is not going to happen. And you really need to read this article, and you really need to get active and call your senators and congressmen and scream bloody blue murder. It will be interesting to see what happens after it's passed, but it will essentially be the end of the internet as we all know and love and use it now. And I just can't imagine how this thing got as far as it did. It just boggles my mind, and I am very upset about it, as are a lot of other people. So if you're not familiar with this argument or this problem, I think by the end of Thursday night, we'll all kind of know where we're at, but it's very scary. So, okay, enough about that. I had to get that off my mind because it was really bugging me and it bothers me. Now, let's get on to some good stuff. It's a known fact that Apple has now come out with, I believe, let's see here, I think it's 100 brand new, what are they called, Michael? Emojis? Couple hundred new emojis are coming out, and now you're going to be able to click on the character and make it white or black or purple or whatever it is that you want to do. So that web page will be up. I don't think they're available yet, but they're coming out very shortly, and they'll be appearing in the 8.3 beta iOS also, and they will be free. So there you go. Another cool app is called Wingit. And this is available on the Google Play Store and the App Store for Apple, of course. Wingit is the only app that compiles all the best news-related events and posts from the social networks to give you what really matters. Great things to know about. Nightlife, culture, music, art, entertainment, and lots more. And essentially what it does, thanks to a proprietary algorithm, Wingit continually scans billions of information shared on social media sites and compiles the best events. So what this will do is it will actually take what's basically hot on the internet, all the social sites, and it will tell you an update. And it's a very cool app. I've used it. And what I like about it is it doesn't overdo it. It just gives you the high points and you can click on what you like. So if you want to stay current and know what's trending, this is a great app to do that. Another relatively new app is called Yahoo News Digest. And this is very cool. You're going to get the global news headlines if you're a news junkie like I am. This will update twice a day, and it only gives you the 10, what they consider the 10 top events of the day. So this is a very cool app. It's totally free. It's brand new, and definitely check that out. Now, this app is called KL Detector, and KL stands for keylogger. And once in a while I talk about keyloggers, but if you have spyware or malware, it's bad. If you have a keylogger on your machine, it's devastating. And essentially what a keylogger will do is it will keylog, everything that you type, every stroke, every key that you click is basically recorded and sent to the hacker. So your usernames, your passwords, social security numbers, you get the idea, will automatically be sent back to whoever that hacker is who put the keylogger on your machine. Well, how does the keylogger get there? The keylogger gets there in a lot of different ways. If you get emails that you're not familiar with and it has a zip file on it or a RAR file or something like that, and you open it up and it's junk and you delete it, essentially what you've done is you've put a keylogger on your machine, maybe, and you don't know if it's on there or not. Your virus protection software and most of your malware protection softwares will not recognize a keylogger. So you definitely want to check your Windows operating system frequently to see if there's a keylogger on it. And one of the ways to do that is by using KL Detector, which is dewasoft.com. Again, this will be in the show notes. And run this free app, and it will tell you if you have a keylogger, and then also give you information on how to get that keylogger off. And I would strongly urge that you check your machine, I don't know, maybe once a week, because you also can get these put on your machine by going to websites that look fine and dandy, but in fact, if you click on certain areas with Java and other types of programs, it will load a keylogger on. And I don't know which ones do and which ones don't, but this is a program that will help protect you. Now, here's another app that I like, and if you have a business and you want to find out where your business is appearing on social networks, on the internet, on directories, this YP, you can do that. Essentially, it's made by Ad Solutions. We'll give you one free scan, and it will show you exactly where your business is being found. Online, you can have listing management, reputation monitoring, website monitoring, video monitoring. There's also other programs, of course, that you pay for that will bring in local search ads and search engine marketing and things of that nature. But this is a very good opportunity for free, and a lot of people actually use this. I was unaware of it till a couple days ago, so you may want to check that out. Now, I got a couple questions over the last month or two, and it's just odd that you get the questions coming in the same week or 2 week period, but a lot of people are starting to email me and ask me what can they do with their old media that they have, how can they preserve it. For example, I'm sure you have some old VHS videos. You may even have a Betamax machine. You may have Super 8 movies, on and on. You may have vinyl records. I was just in a discussion last night with a friend of mine who has, I guess, 300 or 400 albums, record albums, plates as they call them, from the 60s, and doesn't have a record player anymore and really would like to preserve those albums and listen to them again. So how do you do that? Well, certainly there's places that you can pay that will take whatever media you have, movies, videos, and for a price will convert them. And I think for the most part, that includes slides, photographs, the whole bit. Everybody would like to have that done, but nobody would like to pay for it. I get that. So what do you do, or what can you do? Well, the answer is this. If you have the time, you can do this yourself. And one of the devices that will do this is, this is put out by a company called Catalyst, and it's a media saver music and video life extender. And essentially what it is MediaSaver, and there's probably 50 or 60 different companies that make devices like this. I'm not endorsing this one per se. But what it does is it converts music and videos to a CD, DVD, or a digital file. Save your music and home movies from time, humidity, and more. Basically, you plug this device into any camcorder, record, tape, player, or TV, and the software is included, so it will be able to convert these from the original source into a digital format. So yes, you'd have to get a turntable. If you have a turntable, you'd come out of the audio output left and right, and you'd go into this device right here. And red and white are usually for left and right audio, and the yellow is typically for video. And I believe this is an S connector, but you come out of your old machines and run the tape or whatever it may be through this device, and it will convert it to a digital file. At that point, it's digital. You convert it to a DVD, CD. You can stream it. You can do whatever you want with it. So you can do this on your own, and I would suggest just Googling it, converting video, Super 8 movies or film or slides, whatever you have, to digital. Just Google that, and you'll find a ton of devices that you can purchase, and they're not expensive, 30, 40, 50 bucks, that will allow you to do this conversion yourself if you have the original VHS player or Betamax player or Super 8 recorder. There's always a way to convert it, and I would strongly urge and recommend that anything that you want to keep, especially the old Super 8 movies and the VHS movies, if there's information on there left, now is the time to get that off there, because these actual play devices are disappearing. Henceforth, you'll see all these new companies popping up that will convert the videos for you and the movies, because they're disappearing, the actual source players. These companies have them and will do it quite easily and quite effectively, but it does cost money, and a lot of us have hundreds of these old archived movies and things, but they will all be gone because there'll be nothing to play it on. Your VHS tapes, I doubt, unless they're stored in a great place, have anything left on them, because all that recording on a tape in those days is actually magnetism. It's also as it winds, it goes back to back, and you get the polarization of the magnetic fields, which basically disintegrates the tape over time. 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you might be okay. 10, 15, 20 years, highly unlikely that stuff is left any signal at all. So if you want to convert, I suggest that you look into that and do that now. Now here's a video. I'm not going to run it now, but I'm going to put it in the show notes. And this shows how the iPad is used to make really high quality videos, and it's only a minute long, and everything that was done on the iPad for this video, and it's really something. And I'm going to tell you right now that based on what I'm seeing in the industry, and I do a lot of digital media coverage. I'll be at NAB this year doing actually 2 shows, one for NAB. I'll be running the Gadget Professor show every morning for the first 2 hours at NAB in Vegas, and then later on in the afternoon I'll be going 3 or 4 hours for our folks at Data Video and running the Gadget Professor show live from their booth. So we'll be seeing the latest and greatest in digital media, video, and audio at NAB. But I will tell you, there's a tremendous, it's not even a trend, it's actually happening now, that all the production for really high quality video and filmmaking will be done on the iPad. And I had just saw this morning with Mike some incredible equipment and software that's coming out from a company by Teradek, and we'll definitely keep you posted on that. That makes it really affordable and inexpensive for people to get in the movie making business. And it's not also from a business standpoint of view, it's from a home media standpoint of view, home videos. It's really cool stuff, and the quality is impeccable. So now, without further ado, we will go to camera 2, and we are going to look at the gadget of the day. And I will show you the box in a second, but the gadget of the day is called the Revoji Bluetooth Smart Light Bulb, and it's pretty cool. Here's the box that it comes in, and basically all you get is a light bulb. And this is a very cool device. It's got a lot of pluses, and it's got 1 or 2 negatives that I don't particularly care for, and we're going to cover that right now. So essentially, what you do is you screw this light bulb in, you switch it on, and you download the app. And that's all there is to it. Everybody could screw in the light bulb. It's obviously off right now. Now, what I need to explain to everybody is that I'm in a studio, and on my left and my right, and also behind me and overhead, I have studio lights that are quite bright, and they are at 5,000 degrees Kelvin. And it's very bright in here right now because I have a what's called a green screen backlit photograph of a studio for you. And the light that is put out by this LED bulb that's in front of me is nowhere near the brilliance, if you will, of the studio light. So consequently, when I try to change colors, it's not going to change. You're not going to see purple, blue, green, red. You just won't see it. You might see a little tinge, but because of the lights here, either you're going to see the light bulb or you're going to see the Gadget Professor. So that said, let me talk a little bit about this light bulb. This is all controlled from your mobile device, your smartphone, your iPad. It could be an Android device. It really doesn't matter. And this works on Bluetooth. So essentially, there is a Bluetooth receiver in this light bulb built right into it. And when I put my Bluetooth on, this will find the light bulb. Now, one thing that's cool about this is you can have up to 10 different light bulbs on this platform that are all controllable on an app, which is free on the smartphone. And you can turn all the lights on, you can turn all the lights off. You also have the ability to change it to whatever color you want. You have the ability, there's a lot of things that this will do. You have the ability to put all the lights on simultaneously, turn them off simultaneously. You can dim them individually or in groups. You have millions of colors to choose from, and we'll take a look at that in a minute. And you also have the ability to have a schedule, which I like, so that it takes the place of a light timer that you used to put the little pins in. You can now have up to 10 bulbs, and through your smartphone, control each bulb on from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock at night, from 11:05 to 12:01, whatever the timetable is that you want. You can actually program all those lights to go on and off through your smartphone, and it works flawlessly. So that's a good thing. You also have the ability to get a message alert. So this actually has a presence control in it, not this, but the bulb. So if someone is walking into the room, it will actually turn the light on as bright as you set it to, up to 100% or 50%, whatever you want. It will turn the light on, and it will also message you that the light's been turned on. So it's quasi kind of like an alarm, which is neat. It also has a sound control feature. I don't know how they do this. I don't see a mic in there, but it will take the vibrations from whatever the sound may be and turn the light on or vibrate to the music. So somewhere in there, and I can't see where, there's a sensor that actually picks up the sound vibrations. Now, this is kind of crazy, but if you have a certain room and you want to program it so that when your dog barks, the light goes on, you can do that with this. It's that sensitive, or music or a radio. So there's a lot of things that you can do with this. Now, those are all big pluses. One of the things that they did is it's just fantastic, and I'm seeing a lot more of the apps today doing this, but on the back of the box here, it gives you the instructions. We'll get a close-up of this in a minute. But basically, there's three things that you do. You screw the bulb in, you switch it on, and you download the app. Well, typically, you're going to go to the App Store, find the app, and download it. What this does, and they do it real well, and I'll show you this on camera too. You can see there on the bottom that there's two scan codes there. One of them is to scan, you barcode scan that into your smartphone or your iPad or whatever tablet you have, and it instantly will download the app for you. I love that. And then the other barcode there, the scan code, is for the actual manual, so that if you scan that in, it actually puts up the manual, and that's really, really cool. It's instantaneous. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going on to my iPhone at the moment, and I'm going to go into the apps, and this is called D-E-L-I-T-E, D-Light, and I'm going to click on that, and right now I'm going to turn this light on. There you go, and I'm going to get a close-up of what the app looks like in terms of your selection of color. It's a wheel, and right now, again, it's white. I'm going to hit blue, and right here that light is blue. You might see a little blue glow. Now I'm going to make it more purple or magenta. Now I'm going to make it red, and again, you may not see the color because, again, of the lighting in the studio. When I go to green, you're not going to see anything because I'm behind a green screen. I'm in front of a green screen. Right now it's kind of blue, and you can see a little halo. There you go. You can see the halo on the light, and I'm going to just circle through the colors here, and now it's magenta. And again, you can't see it, but this light is definitely a pure magenta. It's yellow right now. It's green, and now it's a soft blue, and now we're going back to a kind of a purple. And again, you're not going to see the color. I also have the ability to dim the light, so I'm dimming it, and I can dim it pretty much off. Right now it's barely glowing, but now you can kind of see the purple. So what I'll do is I'll keep it on the lowest setting here. It's barely on, but you'll see the saturation of the color. So now I'm going to go to blue. There you go. Magenta, red. There's yellow. Now we can see the green. There's the blue. And right here is a very nice soft blue. And there's kind of a magenta purple. So you did get to see the effects of that a little bit. So I'm going to give you a close-up right now on camera 2 of what the wheel looks like. And basically you just put your finger on how bright you want the bulb or how dim you want the bulb, and also what color. So let's take a look on camera 2. So there it is. There's a wheel. And if you see the line around the circle, that's to dim or make the bulb brighter. So I'm leaving it on dim at the moment so you can actually see some color in there. Now, that's one of the features that it has. Now, another feature that it has that I mentioned is the scheduling. So I'm going to show you the app close up here, and you can leave the bulb on for as long or as, there you go. So it's 0 hours, 1 minute. You can put whatever you want there, that it will start at a particular time and go off at a particular time. Let's go back. When you in that mode, you can have the bulb on for an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours or 5 hours, whatever it is you want. Now, this particular area in the app is the timer that I was talking about. Now, you can do this on 10 different bulbs and put it on Monday to Wednesday, Thursday to Friday, whatever times you want, and do this for 10 different bulbs that you have. And that works real well, and it's nice to schedule that, and you could change it at any point in time you want. So that's really cool. And also you can make the color red, green, blue at any particular time you want. That's all programmable. So that's very cool. Now, when you go into the settings, let's see here. They have a camera app, if you will. It's part of the same app, but what you can do with this is you actually can go in on your camera and take a picture of each bulb location. So that's also very, very cool. So all in all, it does everything it says, and it does it quite well. The bulb works well. The app works extremely well. It's very robust. It has a ton of features. There's only 2 things I don't like about it, and they bug me. The first thing that I don't like about it is that it's Bluetooth operated. Now, if you're in your home, you can be anywhere and you can control any bulb. But I would love to see this so that I'm out of the home, I can control the bulb. So that if I'm in Boston, Massachusetts, and my home is in Arizona, I'd love to be able to just go on that app and turn the lights on or off as I please. But because it works on Bluetooth, you can't do that. So that kind of is not a deal killer, but it's something that I would like to see the bulb incorporate, but it does not do that. The second thing that's probably more annoying to me is I have to tell you, the amperage, the wattage of this bulb is rated at 8 watts. And if you know anything about a bulb, 8 watts is not exactly a bright bulb. Now, this is basically an LED bulb, but the problem with it is it's really used for accent lighting rather than lighting a room up. At 8 watts, you're really not going to get a lot of light. Yes, it costs almost nothing to run. It's not consuming a lot of energy. But if your expectation is to light the room like a regular 60-watt bulb or 45-watt bulb, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. And that bugs me. I wish they were brighter, but the truth of the matter is none of these bulbs are really bright. The one other thing that I did like about it, this is kind of thing I found out by accident. When the phone rings, the bulb will actually blink. And I like that. If you happen to be in the room that the bulb is in, you'll know your phone is ringing if you have the speaker function turned off like I do now. And I've had 3 phone calls while I'm on the air here, and I noticed my bulb was blinking, so I just figured that out just now. So that's kind of cool. So other than that, it works really well, but again, I would love to see internet capability. I can control it anywhere. I would love to see a brighter bulb. If they could just get the bulb lighter, I'd be extremely happy. Just give me a bright bulb. Maybe in the future we'll get to that point. Now, what does it cost? You can find this on Amazon. They're $32.95. You probably could find it on Daily Steals or somewhere else for a little bit cheaper. They do work. They work well. Again, my main complaint is that it's not real bright. So that will wrap it up today for the Gadget Professor. I hope you enjoyed the show. I have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow night, Thursday evening with the FCC. I know it's going to pass. At least that's what I've been led to believe. If they pass this legislation, it is the end of the internet as we know it. It will be a nightmare. And I just pray and hope that our legislators kind of wake up and scream bloody blue murder and get that thing reversed. We shall see what happens. Have a good night. See you everybody later.
The Gadget Professor is produced by Don Bain, Multimedia Communications, LLC. If you would like your product reviewed on The Gadget Professor or would like to appear on The Gadget Professor, contact us via email at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. The opinions expressed on the program by the host, guests, call-in listeners, or chatters are solely the opinions of the original source who expressed them. And thank you for watching The Gadget Professor.